Okay, we are going to start our meeting of the Office of Police Ombuds Commission. Today is Tuesday, March 18th. Happy St. Patrick's Day yesterday. Hope you're warrior green. Anyway, welcome to everybody in the audience and welcome to everybody here tonight. So I'm going to go around and do introductions. I'm going to start with the commissioners. On my far left, we have Philip Wetzel, goes by Dutch. We have Commissioner McCollum, Amy McCollum. We have Commissioner Jasmine, Luke Jasmine. And we have Commissioner Smith, Lad Smith. Welcome tonight, everybody. And then on my right, we have our staff, one of our staff, Christina Cody, is here tonight. Even though she shouldn't be, I'm just going to say right now, on public record, she should be home because she is sick. And then on my left, we have our Deputy Ombudsman. We have Luby Mayamana. And then we have our, Ombuds. I'm still working on it, Bart Logue. So welcome. I'm going to say right now, everyone, that this should be a very, very short meeting. We have a little bit of business, but overall it should be very, very short. And we are going to introduce, give her the eye, Boone, give her the eye. We have our legal counsel with us tonight. To my right here, welcome.
Thank you.
And so we're going to get started. Let's look at the agenda and the minutes and see if we need to make any. I don't think we need to make any adjustments. That's okay, right? Okay. So.
Are you up for a motion?
Sure.
Okay. I move that we accept the minutes as written for the meeting on February 18th, 2025.
Okay. And what about the agenda? We'll just do a.
The agenda. Oh, I'm sorry. We were doing the agenda first.
Well, we're doing the agenda and the minutes, both.
Both. Okay, yes. Please edit to include both. Thank you.
Okay. So we have a motion on the floor to approve the agenda for tonight and the minutes from February 18th. Do I have a second?
I second.
Okay, we have a second. Any discussion before we vote? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Commissioner McCollum?
Oh, aye. I'm
Okay.
so sorry. Aye.
I'll abstain.
Okay, so Commissioner Jasmine is abstaining. Okay, any nays? Okay, good job, you guys. Thank you. Public forum, do we have any speakers?
We do not.
No speakers? Okay, thank you. So we are going to go right into our monthly report from our Ombuds office.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I will be giving the monthly report tonight.
Okay.
So most of the numbers in February remained stable. We received 5 complaints, made 8 referrals, and we certified 6 cases. One of the big changes in numbers was the number of meetings with SPD. There were 75 in January and 52 in February. And I think the number of meetings was in regard to that takedown use of force case that generated a lot of discussion and meetings with the police department. So that's kind of evened out a little bit since. We attended 1 review board last month. Usually there are 2 or more, depending on the administrative review panels that the department has. A change in those review boards, you'll notice also that the number of special cases reviewed, those are the ones discussed in the board, went down from 31 to 11, and that's because the training director is limiting the number of cases discussed in each meeting because the discussions are much deeper in each case, and so having like 20 cases to discuss in an hour was just not giving enough time for each case. So I think moving forward, they're doing less cases, but deeper discussions on each case. There were 2 training events that we attended last month. So I attended Spring In-Service along with Commissioner McCollum at the Police Department. And then I know that Bart and Commissioner Wetzel also went, but that was technically in March. So that one's not reported on this report. But also Bart went to the winter board meeting for NACOL. That was in Minnesota a few weeks ago. Things not in the report that we were working on last month. We assisted with some policy review for the department on their canine policy and ARP, and that's, I think, in part due to some recommendations that we made recently. So I think that that's a good sign that they're working on our recommendations and then asking for our feedback. There was also an OIS last month. That was the one on the area of 3300 East 11th Avenue. And we just have the information that's in the media release. So if you know that, you know what we know. But for those who aren't aware, Spokane police officers were conducting a patrol emphasis in the area when they got word that there was a van, and the owner of the van has felony warrants that were outstanding. So officers went to attempt and arrest the subject in the vehicle when a struggle ensued. And the subject was armed with a gun, and in response to a threat presented, the officers discharged their service weapon, striking the suspect. And that's all the information we have on that. And then that's pretty much it for the brief. Just moving forward for next month, we have been working on, but we'll continue to work on the analyst position. I know Christina's been busy getting us meetings with civil service to properly classify the position. This is the position that we were given as a crime analyst without being consulted. So now we're kind of doing the work backwards to get it to where we wanted, because we don't have a crime analyst at the OPO. And then for next month, we'll have the annual report. That's my project this week, so that's something we'll be showing you all next month. So if you have any questions, Bart will take them. Just kidding, I'll take them.
So remind us, Ms. Amana, who the crime analyst position, is that the city that decided on that position?
I think so, because it just popped up in our budget, and it wasn't, it was
okay.
something that we had just.
Maybe Luke, maybe.
Well, yeah, we pushed for that.
So we wanted another position to be the analyst role, and in the past, we had said it would be similar to a crime analyst, but the duties would be different because it's not quite the same, but it would be what was comparable to an existing job description. And in the past, like when we made Christina's position, there was a lot of pre-meetings before they gave it to us, and this time we had talked about this is what we want to do, and then it just showed up in the budget.
So not only showed up in the budget, but established this is what it's going to be without making sure that that was what we actually wanted. So we had a conversation with Maggie Yates in regards to that. I think she saw that there was an oversight there, so we're trying to work through. We don't necessarily want a crime analyst. We want a data analyst.
Yeah, that's what I thought. We wanted somebody to do that research on the data, right?
Yeah, so it's something different. So we are reaching out to other oversight agencies and making sure that, just seeing how they use their analysts and just making sure that the specifics in the job specs are what we need it to be.
Would that need to go in front of council again, or no?
It never went in front of council.
Oh, really?
No, this was just put inside. So the position was put inside. So the dollars and cents are there. So what we we call it and how we advertise for it, that's something we'll work out with civil service, because it's not an exempt position. They'll have to follow through the civil service rules. But the dollars and cents shouldn't change. It's just the classification
Right,
of the position.
yeah, okay. Okay. Well, yeah. Do you need any support from any of us commissioners on that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think we're good right now.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I think it was just a breakdown in communication. I think they were trying to do the right thing,
Yeah,
but still,
yeah.
it's this whole independence thing.
Well, yeah, I didn't know that they didn't talk to y'all
There have
about-
been a lot of decisions made regarding our office when we're not in the room.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it.
Okay, are there any other questions for Ms. Louie May?
No, thank you for that brief overview.
Yes, thank you for the brief overview.
Can I'll just say.
Sure.
It happened in February, but our meetings were probably in March, so you'll hear about it again. But we were out meeting with Lieutenant Wheeler for coffee, and we're talking about going over what we'd like to see in regards to review boards. And we kind of expressed that the goal would be to change it from an analysis of in policy or out of policy, because that's already being done by the chain of command prior to it coming to the review boards. And instead, we asked for them to look at each use of force with a, did this have to occur? So it's a totally different viewpoint. So the chain's already said in policy or out of policy, so now the review board gets to kind of analyze it with, could we have done anything different to see if we could have avoided this use of force? And then the lieutenant also agreed to start having assignments. So people will come in to brief a few cases, and then they will also follow through on the recommendations afterwards and make sure that the officers get informed on some of the things that the review board talks about. So a lot of real good improvements came out of those meetings. And Louie May actually came back to the office with that was a really good meeting. I think I've not heard that. They're always good meetings, but she was really excited about the changes. She was pretty spectacular. And the next one was even better. So she's gone to 2 since then. But during that coffee meeting, we actually were tapped on the shoulder by somebody sitting beside us, and it was a master's social worker student from Eastern Washington University. And she asked about our thoughts on legislation and police reform, and we were able to actually meet with her and a group of her classmates and have an hour-and-a-half discussion on oversight, police reform, and the impacts for police. So that was interesting. And then another thing that we did was we met with the Spokane Community Colleges, and they were interested in putting on an ombuds program for their colleges. So we were able to provide some insight into that, and that was 2 things that we don't normally get to do, so it was pretty good. And then lastly, this might be in March too, I'm not sure. We had a chance to go to the Spokane Club and brief the Magnuson Club of the Democratic Party in regards to the work of our office. So
Closer to the mic, please.
it's bouncing off of me.
They set up in the booth.
And that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Bart, for doing that important work with students and other schools. The fact that you do all this work doing the reports and then on top of that have the ability to go out and do outreach to our community, I just am really impressed with that. So thank you both for doing that.
I'll follow up on that. I know that some of us have asked to be a part of those presentations to assist you. And that, I think that still stands for, I'm sure, all of us. I don't want to put words in people's mouths, but I think we've been craving that kind of connection with the community. So if you find yourself limited with time, don't forget that we're here to support.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Or
second that.
to seek more opportunities, like I'm hearing, is pretty exciting, and we'd like to see us be more involved in that if possible. So,
Definitely possible.
So speaking of which, and we could talk about this later, but I know, will we talk about tomorrow at all? The, what is it, the police?
SPD awards tomorrow night?
Yeah. Are we going to talk about that at some point?
We don't have it on the agenda, but we can talk
Commissioner
about it
Speak Out?
under our commissioner
Yeah,
speak
let's
out.
do
Yeah,
that.
if you would like to do that.
Let's do that.
That'd be great. Okay.
So the last thing I'll say is that there is a training that Chief Hall wants to invite the OPOC to, as well as the Spokane Human Rights Commission and some select media to at SPD on April 18th. There is a flyer going out. I think it's a morning session. It should be for 4 hours. It's going to be a mini Reserve Academy.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear
Like a
you.
mini, not a Reserve Academy, Citizens Academy. So,
Oh.
so just, this is something that I just learned about yesterday. We were able to speak with Chief Hall briefly this afternoon. I know that City Legal had some quorum issues with whether or not you could all go. But I would say it's a training exercise the same way as how we attend a NACOL conference, as long as we put out a statement that there will be a potential quorum of OPOC commissioners and present, but no business will be conducted and all that. So it's what we do when we send more than 3 to NACOL. So something similar.
Can we get a hold sent out, potentially?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Can we get a calendar hold sent out, potentially? Yeah.
Yeah, so you can, the safest way to do it, you can either just note a special meeting for the event, that way everybody can go and you can talk about business, and then keep make the agenda item the event, or you could just, you don't have to note it as a special meeting, just don't talk about business.
If it's a special meeting, though, wouldn't that make it a public meeting?
Yep.
Okay, but the public is not in,
I don't believe it's an open training session.
right. So it would just be,
At the academy?
yeah.
Correct.
Okay, so that, I guess that leaves the last option.
So we just don't discuss business, obviously, at this.
And I think it's safest to put out a statement in case anybody ever questioned it. We're there to attend a training event, not conduct a meeting.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay, any other comments before we move on our agenda? So we are now going to go to commission business. And the first thing up is the OPOC expansion resolution draft. Now, at last month's meeting, I'm going to look over the minutes here. We discussed some issues that needed clarity in the code, and there was a typo. And there was a recommendation voting to state that the OPOC would like to expand the number of commissioners. However, we need a unanimous decision to even proceed with that. And Commissioner Jasmine, you weren't here last month, so we could not proceed with that vote. So, and then there was a recommendation that the OPOC draft a resolution, which Boone helped us with. So on our agenda tonight, we're going to have a conversation first about expanding the commissioners again in the commission before we even look at a draft of the resolution, right? Yeah. So we want to do that first. So Commissioner Jasmine, not to put you on the spot, but last month, and then I want everybody to weigh in again, is we did talk that we would like to expand, and we gave our reasons. And I don't know if you'd like to hear the reasons again why we think we should expand, and then to hear what you're thinking would be great. So we want to be, first of all, we're going to be respectful of everybody's conversation here, which we usually are. We're pretty good at that. And then we'll proceed from there. So,
I mean, if all four of you voted to approve?
yes.
I mean, if that's the case, then I'll.
No, we did not vote. We voted for a resolution, for a resolution draft, but we did not vote, the actual vote to expand it, unless I'm wrong. Commissioner McCollum.
I think, well, so it was kind of two parts, because what we needed to do first before we could even change anything was fix the code, the SMC. So
Right.
we need to do that kind of anyway before we could even expand. I think all of
Right.
us had talked about the expanding as a good thing overall, mostly just so to help with subcommittees. I mean, if we added a couple people, we could do a subcommittee of 3 people instead of only 2, if nothing else. So we kind of had talked about agreement, but I don't think we ever voted on it.
No, we didn't.
But we did vote on the piece about the SMC.
Right, which I'm going to have Boone talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
However, I want to make sure that we're not missing something. So Commissioner Jasmine, if you think we're missing something, we're expanding by 2. That was our initial conversation, by 2 people. One was to help, when we have a quorum. And 2 is when we have these subcommittees, we're only limited to 2 commissioners. So we thought if we expanded by 2 now, we could have 3 commissioners on these subcommittees. Just to kind of even the work out a little bit. But if there's something that we are missing, anybody,
We've talked about the pros, and I heard you earlier this evening mention pros and cons. I don't think we've ever really looked at what might not be a good idea. I'm not saying that there are any things that would not be a good fit for this, but we don't know until we talk about it.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, well, when I, in full transparency, when I first heard about this, I was absolutely not. And Amy, I love your work. I love everything that you do, right? But I think there's several reasons why I was a no. Is I think, especially considering that. We've been here for a little while. It's been great to have you 2 join over the past year, and just thinking about adding 2 more people, it gets a little daunting. I do like the size of our group as far as 5 of us. I think. Especially, like, let's take NACO, for example. Having this size of a group and being able to really, talk things through, to me, it seems more doable than if you have 7, because, getting 7 people on the same page and kind of moving in a similar direction, that kind of gave me some reserves. So I don't know. I could be moved, right? So when I first initially thought, you started giving me some of your reasons, and I started to be moved, and then my misunderstanding that 4 of you voted yes, then I was going to be like, well. Let's just make it happen then, because I wasn't going to, be the lone person, holding that, because I value all of your opinions so much, right? But I think, just being part of the OPO for the past 3 years, there's something about just having 5 of us, and then also you 2, being, this is your first year. To me, it felt like, okay, this is the right size. This is... we could do something with this, right? But I don't know. Those are my thoughts. I am curious as far as I mean, what the ombuds thinks, right? Because, you know, theoretically, yes, we're your oversight, but you know, look, any of the businesses that I run, I'm listening to the folks that do the day-to-day, right? And then taking what they're saying into account. So long story short, in a long-winded way, if we're all feeling like, hey, this is the right move, I will definitely, vote for that. But, to be honest, those were my personal, thoughts and reservations for, when this was initially introduced.
Thank you. So now I'm thinking 7 people will put more work on Miss Cody, because now she has to deal with 2 more individuals. So I'm thinking that, okay? I'm just thinking a lot of things now. So thank you, Commissioner Jasmine, for saying that, because I never really thought about that. The other thing is, let's think about, Ladd and I are soon going off this, probably at the end of this year. So now we're going to have 2 new people and then 2 more replacing us. So that's 4 new people in the next year and a half, I'm just going to say. Maybe 2 years, depending on how long the city takes to, fill our positions. So that's another caveat to that, adding more commissioners.
I'm also going back to the NACO that we went to in Tucson, and we spent a whole Sunday there looking at dynamics, what makes a commission work and what does not make a commission work. And I think there are some new dynamics that can happen that can sabotage or create a problem. That you've got more personalities who begin to come closer to each other and exclude others. And I guess the other question I have is, how many times do we actually have the need to do a subcommittee? I'm thinking back through the years, there has not been many requests for a subcommittee to be launched. I could be wrong on that. And I'd also like to hear your suggestion, Commissioner Jasmine, is have we heard from the OPO and what do they think? And what, again, we're talking pros and cons here. We've talked a lot about the pros. I think I'm more wanting to hear the cons now that we're all here. This is a great opportunity. We've got all 5 commissioners here, and now I like what we're doing. We're kind of wrestling with some of the potential pitfalls into something that is seemingly a great idea. Is it something you would like to share with us, Ombuds Logue or Omana? I mean, obviously more work, I would imagine, and more expense, but that shouldn't be. Anyway, I'm talking for you.
This is a dangerous conversation for a subordinate to have to his bosses, knowing the vote from last month, or the conversation.
remember,
from,
we didn't
the
vote to
conversation
do
from
it.
last month. I agree.
We just voted to look into a resolution to possibly do it.
I think a couple of thoughts. I will answer my phone any time of the day, any day of the week, from commissioners. Additional commissioners makes me pause with that. But the idea of could we do more as a commission? Yeah, a lot of me likes that idea. Could we have a bigger voice, have more emphasis on political matters, maybe taking our concerns in front of city council. How many letters have we written over the last years of trying to get this thing right? And more voices is a more powerful voice. So we're not completely broken at the moment, but sometimes more voices make more noise, which might get stuff done. I have a small concern about mission creep in regards to commissioners coming in and wanting to do the work of the ombuds office. And wanting, like, I'm happy to show you what's going on and keep you involved, but that also takes away from all the work that we're supposed to be doing too. I want you to know what we're doing, then you can judge whether or not we're doing it correctly. But I don't know that we need to train you to the level where you can do the things that we're supposed to be doing in our office. And I've seen a little bit of that over the last few months, which we've had some discussions. I think it's harmless so far. I don't think anyone's trying to overstep. I think there's just interest. I also like having commissioners being willing to go into the police department and try things and ask for things. And it forces them to actually finally complete a process, which we've been kind of talking about, saying what it is. Like, make the police department tell us no. You know, and if we're not asking to do something, like multiple ride-alongs, get me a body-worn camera footage, whatever it is, if we're not asking for it, then we don't know the limitations either. So I like that we have more of us to help test that system too. At the same time, I would say that there's been a greater emphasis on commission training that's come out of having new people here. So having new, fresh ideas it's going to make us better. So I can't push back on that. I think a lot of things. Once we're used to 7, it will seem like it's always been.
Yeah, I'm thinking training would be huge, because what got this commission in trouble 10 years ago were commissioners who felt or thought that they should be doing the work. We're in the policy aspect of as commissioners, and I was forewarned early on by one of the city council people who reminded me and said, be careful, because if you try doing their work, that's what creates a dysfunctional and a problematic commission. And part of me feels like, well, do I really want to weigh in on this? I'm not going to be here. And it's really about those who are going to be here for a few years. What are their needs? What do they want? So I'm speaking as an individual. I guess I'm fine either way. I just see a couple of red flags, but with good training and purposeful communication, I think it could work. So that's my 2 cents.
Do you think, I can hear a lot of what you guys are saying. It sounds a lot like kind of also a timing issue.
Yeah.
Because with 2 people leaving, that makes a lot of sense. Like, to me, that would be creating some instability, like, somewhat, because, you know, Dutch is pretty new, and I've April will only be 1 year. So maybe what a good idea would be to update the SMC so that we can do it and make sure we're doing it in the right way, and then bring it up at a later date. It doesn't have to be immediately, but at least we can get the building blocks in place to make that a reality someday. I do think we'd be able to do more outreach, and like Bart was saying, there's some advantages and disadvantages. Again, if we got an analyst in the office, that would free up some time. So I think it's maybe a timing thing that it's a great idea when in maybe after we get some new commissioners on and we're stable footing. So I think this has been a really good discussion, but maybe not moving on it right away would be probably
Would this-
reasonable, to me at least.
I wonder if this would be a topic worthy of addressing at a retreat that we are looking at for June. Again, what worries me is the training aspect. It's not been there. I mean, it just hasn't. It's been, trial by fire by just doing things, and that, and after a year or so, you're pretty, there's a much better understanding. Maybe that retreat we could address or look at other, with the expertise of a NACOL, or not moderator, but a facilitator, might also help us to look at, some pitfalls or some reasons why we should. So maybe not, I guess what I hear you saying, Commissioner McCollum, is maybe slow down a bit, get the resolution, get the papers, get the language done, and then proceed with caution. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yes.
I wasn't saying a whole lot before because I felt like the whole commission was not here. It was kind of an awkward conversation for me personally, because I felt like, and I didn't speak at the time, but we were missing a commissioner, and I wasn't hearing from the OPO as to what they thought. So anyway, I'll stop talking. Okay.
Well, I guess I would, tell me if this is out of line, but I'd like to hear what Louis May's thoughts on this.
So I'm actually looking at a bunch of different police oversight agencies right now and their governing ordinances. And for the ones with boards, all of the boards I've seen are memberships between 7 and 11, however, the functions are different. They're the ones who are reviewing complaints. They're the ones who are going back and forth on, hey, I don't agree with this. We have this timeline to come to an agreement. So it's more of the work. And so making subcommittees makes more sense when you're doing like a division of labor in that. And so I guess for your consideration, I would just say, with your current scope and duties, does 5 make sense? And then if your plan is to expand your scope and duties, does 5 still make sense for what you want to expand to? I think is just the thing to consider.
Well, all of a sudden, it's a more complex issue than I thought it was going to be. And would you be okay if we put this off for a little while and kind of thought about it a little more?
Well, it's up to us, though.
Pardon me?
That's up to us.
Right.
Yeah.
But I want to hear what he has to say about that, too.
Oh, okay.
I'm here to support the commission with whatever direction. If the commission decided to expand, we would find a way to expand the best way we could. If the commission voted to stay at 5, we will still try to make the commission the best that we can, and we'll focus on training and some of those other things. I think dollars and cents wise, right now, this year, we did have an expansion of our budget, so I think that I have less concerns. Like if our budget was the same as last year, I'd be like, I don't know. Because if all of a sudden everybody wanted to go to NACOL, that means then we're not going to NACOL from the office. But we're not in that predicament. So I think we do have increased dollars that we're not used to having, that some of that, when we brought that forth to the administration in our original requests, it was to expand OPOC dollars so that you would have more opportunities. So budgetary wise, I don't have any concerns. And I think as long as we can support you. That's what, we're here to do that.
I mean, if I may, I think, I'm always, I definitely agree with your thought about maybe doing a retreat because, I feel like I want to be, supportive of, my fellow commissioner and ideas that get brought up, and I always want us to feel comfortable bringing up, ideas. So I always, I don't know, I feel a little bad too, just kind of raining down on this parade a little bit. So long story short, I can be moved. I think for me, when it's all said and done, group dynamics really matter. And I want to make sure us as a team, we are well equipped to be able to withstand some of the changes that are coming, because there's quite a bit of changes, coming, potentially to our commission and potentially to the OPO itself. So I think, overall, if you're hearing something from me, that's the main reservation, that the group dynamic and the collective team. But I don't know. I'm always open to like what you suggested, doing a retreat, so that we're not saying a no, but we're continuing that conversation. If that makes sense.
With NACOL, with people who know.
Because we know the presenter is really good at taking us through the stages of, okay, this is what we're looking at, and here's what you need to, what do we need to think about, and I think that we don't need to be in a huge hurry, but definitely keep it on the plate as a viable option of increasing our output and our connecting with the community.
To be real honest, it was just a suggestion. Luke, I don't want you to feel badly at all. It was honestly just a suggestion that came up and then you missed one, and we talked about it when you're absent. So I think putting it off until the entire commission is comfortable with whatever would go forward is more important. I agree with you on the group dynamic thing too. I just think, getting that code ready so that we're prepared if we do decide ever to do that would be a good thing to do anyway.
So there's really no raining on the parade?
No raining on anyone's parade. You did not.
So, listening to the discussion, and my personal opinion is I will agree the timing is off here. We've got Miss Amana will be leaving us soon. We will have new people coming on board. We have me and Ladd probably leaving at the end of this year. You've got 2 new commissioners. You guys will be about a year and a half out. Luke, you'll be the senior here. Running this thing if you don't leave us.
You are not allowed to go anywhere.
Yeah, that's a lot of new people to add. I know we talked about the training. I know we felt, this is the gist of what I got, we felt like we needed to have a really good commissioner training prepared. And that is something we can do at the retreat if we decide, to go on. But that should be one of our topics too. How do we train? What do other police oversights do? How do we train these commissioners from the minute they step in? Not over the 10 years you gradually learn, but, how do you get the training that you really need to do what you need to do? And thank you, Ms. Amana, for bringing up the fact that a lot of these other police oversight boards, they're actually helping with the job. That's not our job on this commission, but they're actually working and taking off some of the workload from whoever they, ombuds person or whoever they call. That was a while, brought my eyes wide open. Never thought about that. And that's not what we do here in Spokane. So, yeah, I think the timing is way off. However, I would like to have Boone speak because this whole language thing is so messed up. So my personal preference is we work on this language. He's got some ins, he'll share with us, and we kind of put adding commissioners on the back burner. But we really need to take care of this language that we haven't done in years. I mean, it's, yeah. So do you mind speaking to what you've been doing?
No, not at all. I've spent quite a bit of time over the last week really digging into SMC 432-150, which is just solely pertains to the commission's duties, functions, and all the procedures for nomination, appointment, or purported procedures, the terms of office, everything, just the omnibus section relating to and governing the commission. As best I can tell, it doesn't appear that this ordinance, this specific one, there have been other amendments within Chapter 32, I think. Is that right?
I didn't miss the question, I'm sorry.
Oh.
It was for the residency requirement.
That's what it was.
There is a larger, all-inclusive SMC for the entire thing, which needs to still be updated to have it coincide with the
most recent police contract.
exactly. So we worked on doing that before, and then it fell off scope with city council. Chris Wright is kind of the city council lead on trying to get some of these things done. That's his job. That's why he's up there, to work through these SMC issues. But our entire SMC is out of date because it doesn't kind of line up with the last collective bargaining agreement. And I would say even more so in 150.
That hasn't been amended once.
Yeah, there has been some changes in the collective bargaining agreement that does affect 150 as well.
Yeah. I've read through Chapter 32, I think, probably 80 times in the last week, and there is I'm glad you noted that. There's a lot wrong with it. I tried to keep the scope of what I did solely focused on 150, but I mean, for example, the definitions section in section 20 defines member to mean a sworn officer of the Spokane Police Department against whom a complaint has been lodged, but then also, so which applies to the entire chapter, but then also the section on vacancies uses the word member all throughout. Technically, I didn't know all of you were sworn members of the Spokane Police Department that had complaints lodged against you, because that's what you are right now under 150.
Where's my check?
Yeah, I want that kind of money.
Yeah, I need to ride to my car, actually, after.
Herschel Walker.
Yeah.
Now, is that where's that language?
That's in the definitions section. I mean, I could go on.
Oh, yeah, yeah. But that's
a
an
long
interesting
time.
piece.
There's in addition to the collective bargaining agreement, there's, and also the typo, there's, I went through the SMC provisions of other city boards, commissions, and authorities that where they initially set up it was the provision that initially set up the entity. A recent example was the Human Rights Commission that recently expanded. The ordinance just drafted excellently. Could not recommend. The Salary Review Commission, the former Citizens Streets Advisory Commission, Public Development Authority, the Urban Forestry Tree Commission, which I did not know was a thing. But all of them have been updated to reflect that, to not be the initial founding, because everything in here refers to the 5 members and the 2-year terms, and there's some other things too, but it just hasn't been updated. Most get updated, and so it's due for a wash, and they're really not that hard. As far as the implementation goes, and I'm really glad that you brought that up, Commissioner McComb, there's kind of 2 things going on. There's one, fixing this, at-large seats, district seats, who, if the commission were to expand, which one would they be? How to stagger them? How do we stagger them and not violate the city charter provision? So there's that. And then there's whether to do it itself. I was able to have a conversation with Councilmember Navarrete's legislative assistant last week, and they are interested in this would, under the City Council Rules of Procedure, this would have to go to our standing committee, Public Safety and Health Committee, pick up another sponsor there. I don't foresee issues, and then it would go to council. The question was, do we do an omnibus one, which makes all the fixes, and then also expands, or do we just make all the fixes? And I think we have the answer, but I think it, not only for purposes of having a section that doesn't read like a bad script to the Muppets movie, but also for if the commission did want to expand in the future, there would actually be a process for doing that, and it would be clear, and if the commission were to expand now, it would have to do both at the same time, because it could not just do so, at least under the current language.
Quick clarifying question. Back to Chris Wright and what he does for City Council. Is he able to do work like that for us?
Yes.
Okay. Would there be a charge involved, or the city pay? Okay, so that's something to consider.
I've already done the work.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think, would Chris Wright know what we're doing? Or, have any understanding of what the OPOC does? I'd be a little hesitant about having somebody from the city working on the language unless they knew what we wanted exactly.
yeah.
Boone has already done a lot of the work for this. The question is about, I think we need to decide right now, do we put the expanding off, but still add to the language when we do revise it to make it clearer on how to expand it?
Yeah, and there's ways to do that, like all the other commissions, boards, authorities,
All
tree
have the-
commissions.
Do they all have the kind of the standard language?
There's various ways to do everything depending on how the entity is structured.
Okay.
And which I was able to pull from too when I did this before. And so there's ways to do everything, and it can all fit in here. It just needs to be done.
So if I may, that's what I would vote for. Just do everything at once. Have that capability of being able to expand, but just have the agreement amongst ourselves that we're not going to do that just yet.
Fix the typos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that.
I agree.
Can we do a motion?
Can I
Yes.
Can I just throw out a budgetary constraint here? I've worked on this SMC ordinance with city council, legal advisors, again and again and again and again and again. And Louis May and I have gone over and tried to get it to line up with the collective bargaining agreement. And on one side, you'll get some agreement, and then on the administrative side, or the administration side, there's always some sort of disagreement. It becomes something really, really big. So if we're going to ask our attorney, or your attorney, pardon me, to do this work, recognize that we have budget limitations, at least so far, that we could very quickly run into problems with.
Yeah, so I think a useful thing to do would be to flag which ones, I have not read through the current CBA.
It's worthwhile.
Yeah, it's always, just a little bit of light reading, and figure out which, certainly fewer in the commission's section here, 150, less would be implicated by the CBA, I would imagine, than by the rest of Chapter 32.
Yeah, there's some disciplinary provisions that they put in the CBA for commissioners as well. So there are some concerns.
Yeah. And I'm very I want to be very cognizant of budgetary constraints as well. And so we could limit it to, rather than doing an omnibus overhaul. And what I've done so far is not. It is fixing things with an eye towards the obvious errors. But as currently written, it may not comply with the CBA, and I'm very, like all of my clients, I'm very, very conscious of getting the most bang for their buck. And so it'd be possible to just do these kind of face level fixes without engaging in that. But it would also be, the city charter. I think the city charter says that the ordinance had to comply with the collective bargaining agreement in effect at the time, but then subsection B says, the number of tabs I have is just absolutely obscene. Yeah, so it does mention the commission may direct the OPO to complete specific functions required under the chapter. Yeah, so section A here, so this, I'm looking at section 130 of the city charter, which is what created this commission. And it lists the basic functions, and one of them was to determine whether the OPO had discharged its duties consistent with the charter, municipal code, and the applicable collective bargaining agreements in existence at the time Section 130 took effect, but only, quote, only until such agreement is replaced by a successor agreement. But as far as, we would want, as far as the municipal code goes, the CBA changes what, like every 3 years? Yeah. And so it would, it's tough to go through this process every 3 years. And if there's a way to make it so it is CBA neutral, that would seem like a great way to go.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Logue, have you and Louie made some revisions? My understanding is you kind of talked about it, and there's things that you need to do according to the police guild. So have you guys personally made some revisions or worked with somebody? I guess I didn't really understand that part.
Yeah, multiple times, actually. In fact, last year, Chris Wright actually came, and he comes in like a wrecking ball, honestly, and says, we need this by, and then it becomes an all-night kind of a project for us. And then we find out that it doesn't have a sponsor and it's not going to go forward. So we do a lot of that internal to the office that I think the sponsors are most important. I would also say that Paul Dillon, Councilmember Dillon, is a champion for the OPO on the 7th floor. We have many champions, but he is willing to sponsor many things that would affect us. I would be more.
But
It
you
would
just
be
said
advice.
that.
I would,
You just said that Wright comes in, you guys work all night, but it doesn't go forward.
correct.
So that's a lot of wasted time and money right there. I mean, it's your guys' time. So my thought is we work on the OPOC language. You guys work on the OPO language, and somehow we make a connection together
And these,
to get it properly vented and to get it approved, because I've not seen any new language since I've been here. So it's like a hamster wheel. We're going around and around, we're not getting anywhere. So,
so the ones, at least as far as I've worked on for purposes of this meeting,
Mm-hmm.
as far as both sponsorship and substance, they are not substantive policy changes. They are clarifying. They're
Right, yeah.
They're to provide clarification.
Right.
And so based on, I do not think sponsorship would be a problem, and I don't think substantively they would be a problem either.
okay.
Can I ask, what is Chris Wright's position? Who is Chris Wright?
Yeah, I don't even know who he is.
I think he's called the policy advisor
For the city?
for city council.
For city council, okay.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he's been helpful. So for instance, when we push forward all that work on trying to tie our budget as a percentage point, which is still in limbo out there, so we're still kind of working. It's like there's a lot of emphasis and push, and then all of a sudden there's a squirrel, and city council shifts their focus on something else. Or someone on the city legal side throws a flag and says, oh, this is going to be an issue, and then it becomes too hard to get something through for some reason.
Good
The
for them,
politics
good for them.
come out, right? So you put forth your best effort, and sometimes it sticks and sometimes it doesn't. And over the last, 6 or 7 years, Council President Beggs, we've been trying to get some adjustments to the ordinance, and we have not been successful.
Is there any help we, as the commission, can do to help that process along?
Well, I'm thinking if the language says we have to be in, with the police guild, and yet nobody's really working to get there, it's just, I guess maybe just not understanding it correctly. Because it's in there to say that we need to be in link with the CBA of the police guild, but yet at the same time, when people are working on it, they don't want to push it through. They don't want to finish the work. I
would
guess I'm
agree.
confused.
I mean, I remember going to Karen Stratton's office with her assistant, looking at this language and spending God knows how long and getting nowhere. And Mr. Beggs was there also. And a lot of lip service goes back and forth, and then nothing happens.
And right now for us, we have Lily and we have her assistant who said Boone, you can share what they said. They're ready to.
Sponsorship, I do not believe sponsorship before the standing committee or securing 2 sponsors to get it before council will be an issue.
Okay.
So is the issue that we are having to pay our legal rather than the city doing this work? Is that what's happening, or?
Well, that's why I'm here, is the city, I mean, I'm not sure of the backstory, but they did an RFQ to distribute the work. And I know, I mean, I know Mike Piccolo, he's extremely busy, everybody over there is. Request for qualifications, so to get like a contractor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so I'm in the place, I'm acting as outside counsel to the commission, I'm acting in the same capacity as what city legal would do. And, I don't know what the FTE looks like
That's
for
okay.
that, but yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
I think this became an issue way back when, even before my time, because then OPOC legal person begs. He was on the hiring committee. So I think that had to do when commissioners were dismissed from your roles by the mayor at the time. And then it came into, if the city's going to come after you, you need to have an attorney in place that would stand up for you and not have to fall in line with the city attorney's office. And I remember having many conversations with former Chair Deb Conklin in regards to the importance of that and making sure that the OPOC has a legal person to make sure that the independence of the OPOC was not infringed upon. That was kind of the general structure at the time. We've seen a couple of attorneys definitely take on some tasks, but if it was to be a 1,000-hour task, I would say that might not be the best use of our limited budget.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we all agree with that.
This was not a 1,000-hour.
I guess, yeah,
Well-
that's part of it is we don't want to overspend, but we want what we want, so.
And I'm just going to put in here, we have gone, how many years without legal? How many years have we gone?
So 3 or 4, easy.
We've had Tim, which I really appreciate, but that was more for public records, rules and procedures. But we have been so long without a really good attorney. I probably shouldn't say that, sorry, past attorneys. But we've been so long without a really good, I can say it, without a really good attorney. And yeah, I think we're going to spend a little bit more. But I also know Boone is very aware of our budget. And it's time that we fix this language, and it's time that we move it, try to get the OPO language fixed. I mean, this is just, like somebody said, we just keep putting us off. They keep putting us off. And
Bart, is Tim still the legal advisor to the OPO?
Yes.
Because we could work together as far as, making the provisions CBA neutral. We could work together on that.
I want to withhold comment on that, honestly. I've not got a lot of work out of that office.
Got it. The ones right here are, it's just cleanup.
My impression is you've identified where the problems are.
Yep.
You've fixed a few of the problems, or attempted to.
Yeah, I've got proposal.
Okay,
Red line. I've got
Okay.
red lines for fixing them,
we
yeah.
weren't just ready for today.
yeah. But remembering past legal bills from one in particular, I didn't sleep for a week. I think we need to be upfront, especially for new commissioners, what it costs, and the cost may very well be worth it. I'm not trying to, just hear me out, because these commissioners have not seen a legal bill before, or I shouldn't say that. They have not seen legal bills for the work. You have.
Hello?
Yeah, that's why I
Commissioner
retracted.
Wetzel asked.
But I want the two of you to see what the bill looks like, and it may very well be worth every penny. But they need to know. We're dancing around without knowing.
I think
what
we
the
all
cost
need
is.
to know, honest. We all need to know.
Yeah. So,
They're sent to a list of, I will tell you, and this is,
Is that something you can go in executive session for?
Yeah, we don't need to be, I feel uncomfortable
Yeah.
discussing this right now.
Don't worry about it.
So I really do feel
We can
uncomfortable.
put that on the schedule next time.
Yeah, we'll put this on executive session for next month and discuss this. But I do know that Boone has been working on, to clean up the language, which I think next month we could bring it and look at it.
yeah.
Yeah.
We could put that on there's a few policy type things that
Yeah.
I had questions on, and that's why I didn't want to put it in the,
Packet.
attach it to the resolution.
Okay.
There were policy questions I had that I don't make policy decisions, I give legal advice, so that I wanted to float to the commission before the language was put in place.
Okay.
So let me ask you something,
Lean forward.
Boone.
Can you
You know, I
please
didn't do
move-
the kind of work that you are doing, but do you ever give an estimate before you embark upon a task? So I mean, because I don't know how much these services are going to cost.
Okay,
and
I'm sorry, I'm going to stop you right there. This is what we're going to do in executive session next month. Commissioner Wetzel, is we're going to talk about this particular question you have and things like that. I just don't feel comfortable discussing it at an open public meeting. I don't think it's something, Mr. Logue suggested that we do this in executive session.
As long
Does
as it
that make
complies-
sense? Not
It's a
to cut you
personnel
off
matter.
or anything. Sorry.
As long as it falls into an exemption.
It's a
of-
personnel matter.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I just want to put that out.
Okay, we'll talk. Okay, so I think I need a motion from someone saying that we're kind of not, at this time, looking at adding more commissioners and focusing, I need a motion, and focusing on cleaning up the language and doing that. Does that make sense? A formal motion for that?
Do we need to vote for something that we haven't voted? Like, we'd never had an official vote for moving forward with it. I don't know that we need to. I think we can just make a motion that we want to change the SMC. We don't need to make a motion that we're going to put off
Well, we
something
did-
that we never voted on.
Well, but we did vote last year to look at a resolution for expanding the commission. So we do need a motion to kind of put that expansion conversation in the future and not discuss it right now, and then just talk about cleaning up, a vote to clean up the language in the,
I think I've got one.
okay.
I'd like to entertain a motion that we suspend any action on increasing the number of commissioners until a later time. Secondly, we would like to address how to go about changing the language of the documents we have, and who will do that, and how it will be done, and when it will be done. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. We pretty much have the, excuse me, the documents ready. We're going to go over them next month on the changes. But you're right, you're right.
Because we need all the information
Right.
to have him proceed, is my point. I mean, yes, we want the work done. It needs to be done, but I feel like I don't have all of the information I need from the person doing the work. I think that is kind of dangling out there, and we have to do that in executive session. So that's why I am kind of being insistent that in this motion that we will have all the information that we have to have in order for legal counsel to proceed. Is that making sense?
So a couple things going on here. So I have a red line Word document with comments, fixing the typos, all of the kind of small things. The scope of the big things is completely unclear to me. I don't know. And so, I mean, that would be a discussion for another day. Yeah.
So,
And then certainly, and then the reason the small things were not in the agenda packet this time was because it was they would look different depending on whether the commission wanted to proceed with expanding, because the ordinance would look different that way, or to just fix the problems currently and not expand.
okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So do I amend the second part of my motion or start over? Say it again?
Yeah, you withdraw.
withdraw the motion.
Okay, I withdraw the motion. Does somebody want to tackle it? Do you want to give it a?
Well, I guess I'm a little confused, like, aren't we just having discussion? What exactly? So we didn't vote to expand.
Right.
We just had discussion. So do we need to make a motion on that? I mean, can't we just have discussion? On what we talked about today as a part of our process, that we had discussion, and that we're going to further that discussion at executive session next week because we need some more information. So is that what the motion needs to be?
Yeah, because Boone helped clarify what he's done thus far needs to be looked at next week, right?
Next month, you mean?
Next month, excuse me.
Or, I mean,
Yeah.
it can be
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
want to.
yeah.
but-
So then, let's see if this works. How about if we make a motion that we will continue our discussion at the next meeting in executive council because of personnel reasons? And or isn't that what you said, Boone? Not, oh, you said, it's a I'm sorry. Okay, maybe I'm not right. Maybe I don't have it.
The specifics of the contract and dollars and cents
Yeah.
are the personnel matter.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to
The discussions
find
on
out.
the topic at hand or the
Yeah.
SMC, that's an open,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just want to have all the information. And so,
What do you want? So I guess it depends on what you're wanting to do. So I'm hearing table commission expansion, and that, I mean, I think that could be done. I mean, what you could do is just move to withdraw your prior vote, and then continue discussions, and that happens indefinitely. Look at Congress. And so that, I think, is one thing I'm hearing. Another thing that you could do is I could just include this red line in your next meeting agenda packet that fixes all of those non-substantive problems that would clean up the code, just as far as like language, gives the commission the opportunity to expand in the future, basically updates it since 2013 without touching the substance of, it's procedural stuff. It's not substantive. And as far as as far as those two things go, there is no need for an executive session. And yeah.
anybody else want to try?
Well, I move that we withdraw our previous vote on.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. I'll move that we table the discussion on expanding the commission until after we have settled the SMC issue. Are we good? Does that sound
For
good?
me.
The second?
Oh, here we go.
Could I potentially amend?
Yes.
So I'm hoping that we could do it during our next retreat.
Do what exactly?
Have the discussion on expanding.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Oh,
Yeah, so.
table the discussion until our retreat on
Yeah.
expanding the commission. Okay.
That's a good idea.
That's the amendment.
Okay, amended, so amended. Do you still second?
Okay.
Technically,
Booth?
you have to vote on the friendly amendment, but you could rephrase.
Okay, I will rephrase. So, where are we doing? We are voting to table the discussion until the retreat.
Expanding the commission.
Expanding the commission.
Until the retreat.
Until the retreat.
Simple.
I second.
Okay. Any more discussion on that before I take a vote? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
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 Any nays? Abstentions? Unanimous? Okay, great.
Thanks, Boone.
Do you want the?
Yeah.
For next time?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
got it. And then you don't need to,
I don't need to move to make you do that? Okay, that'd be great.
Does everybody understand that Boone will have the changes, well, what needs to be changed? in the-
Suggestions for changes.
Suggestions. Because it's that initial one that, and I don't have it in front of me, that started all of this. The typo. So we'll have it in the packet next month for our meeting, for our April meeting. Okay. Are we good? Okay. Whew. Okay, guest speakers. Any guest speakers, Ms. Cody?
Well, why we have guest speakers on the agenda is to see if there are guest speakers that you folks are interested in having come speak.
Oh, that's right.
If that is something, I know last year we had a guest speaker at just about every meeting. If you find value in that, we can do that, but I need suggestions.
How about the mayor?
Okay?
Has she ever been to any of our meetings?
She
So
was
Maggie Yates
scheduled.
came, yeah, for-
Yeah, she
think I
was
missed that
scheduled, and then Ms. Yates
Right,
took
okay,
her
I
place
missed
'cause
that
she-
one with Maggie.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like our usual suspects as far as, I mean, we had, I know we scheduled Jarrell Haynes from the Office of Civil Rights. I don't know if he was able to
did-
make it.
He did not, there was a reschedule shift, and it never was.
Oh, that's a good suggestion, Gerald Haynes.
Then there's, we always have the Human Rights Commission, somebody from the Human Rights Commission come, right?
Well, we have one every month now.
Well, yeah, that's true, you're,
Sorry.
I can liaise and see if anyone would be interested.
Well, that'd be nice.
We'll get Ann Warren here.
I think we should regularly have Chief Hall come.
Oh, I agree,
And,
totally.
I would also say that there are now 3 assistant police chiefs that I would also say that we should extend an invitation. to.
Okay.
Is Sean
That's a
Wheeler
great
one of them?
idea.
I'm sorry.
Is Sean Wheeler one of them?
No, sir.
No, okay.
It is Assistant Chief Coles, Matt Coles, Assistant Chief Steve Wool, and Assistant Chief Dave Singley. Lieutenant Wheeler has moved out to the police academy, and he's actually running the review boards now,
Oh, okay, that's right. yeah.
as well as the police training.
I think we should have a regular from the Police Guild,
that's what I was gonna say.
give us a little information every so often,
Yeah, we don't ever see those guys.
if he is willing to do it. Okay, Dave Duncan?
Are there any groups out there that you would be interested in?
That's what I was
Having
thinking,
him
is community groups,
I know we
a
had
representative. we
Ms.
had-
Gardner came last year, so just thinking.
Walter Kendricks from Spark would be, not Spark, SCAR would be good.
How about, we're going back to neighborhood officers. It would be interesting to have what's our title? Neighborhood?
Neighborhood Resource Officer.
Neighborhood
NROs.
Resource Officer. It'd be interesting to have, we're all in different districts, be interesting to have 1 or 2 from the districts come, talk about what's going on in their district.
There's only 3 right now, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Correct.
So that would be interesting.
I was going to suggest somebody maybe from the Washington Coalition for Police Accountability. I mean, they're kind of based on the west side, so I don't know how practical that would be, but
That'd be cool.
They
Yeah,
come
would be
over from
good.
time to time. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we've never had the IA lieutenant and the 2 sergeants.
oh, there's a new IA lieutenant. Yeah,
That would be
that'd be
interesting.
good.
Okay.
All right, so I will start reaching out. If there's anybody else that you guys think of, please let me know and we can work with them.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thanks, Christina.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. So our OPOC retreat is June 26th and June 27th. I'm going to assume we'll find out where, unless Ms. Cody has it now.
So I do have, I'd like us to do it at the library. Unfortunately, you can't book that room prior to 2 months.
Oh, okay.
So I have it on my calendar. As soon as that date pops up, I will book.
Okay, so the downtown library.
Yes.
Okay. So with the retreat being on June 26th and June 27th, we will not have a June meeting. So I want to let everybody know that ahead of time, unless you really, really want one.
We're thinking 2 full days on the retreat.
No.
I
Day
thought
and a
we
half.
thought like a 6 to 7 hour first day and then some homework kind of going home and then like a half day to kind of brief back, I thought. But we'll have the facilitator, so as long as you'd want, we can work that out.
Okay. And we already have gotten some suggestions for, we're going to talk about the expansion. We had talked about basic first-time training for commissioners. We had talked about that. So if there's anything that you want to see on the agenda, but these people are really, really good, so.
Maybe we could actually map out the training, actually get the materials
Right.
put together and ready to go. Is
Yeah.
that, instead of talking about it, or, because sometimes we talk a lot about things we want to do, and then we don't have time to do them. I would hope that we could maybe create the training agenda packet, whatever,
Okay.
the protocol. Is that doable?
Like
or
in
is-
May, do that, or,
No, during the retreat.
oh, during the retreat?
Is that a good use of time, or no, or,
I'm kind of confused, to be honest.
okay, because we got to have, if we're going to have a training procedure or protocol, we would have to map that out, is that correct? We would have to, this is what we're going to do, this is how we're going to do it, this is
Are you
who.
talking about for new commissioners that come
Right,
on?
right.
I think actually Amy and Christina were talking about that piece. Work-
We were talking about starting that work, but honestly, I feel like that will be work that we'll want to talk about at the retreat
Okay.
with the person from NACOL. I mean, honestly, I'm new, and Christina, in her position, may not have as much knowledge. I have less than her. Like, I think it would be good to have a professional from NACOL there to kind of guide us along and give us like that start, rather than just trying to take it on fresh ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once we have that information, then we can put together.
I have
Okay.
a question. So again, I'm looking at a lot of ordinances, so I have all of that in the front of my head right now. A lot of ordinances kind of give general descriptions. So are we thinking like general description, or you want to look at here's what we're going to ask new appointees to do? Because it's pretty vague. It's like 20 hours in procedural justice or 10 hours in police procedures, so is it, because that scope I think is pretty easy to carve out, get a few examples, take what you like, but what materials and like, are you asking people to do ride-alongs? Like, what is it? Like, that might be better to discuss at the.
I would highly recommend not putting specifics in the ordinances and then delegating that to the bylaws.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
Less
I
is better
do have
sometimes.
3 examples, which I forwarded to Christina since our last conversation. I pulled up training requirements from Berkeley, Denver, San Leandro, and San Diego in regards to the topics that they like their commissions to be trained on. So we do have some of that. That's
And those are review style boards?
correct. Well, they're review style boards, but they're one's an investigatory model. They're all different. So
Yeah.
once you can, so you have 3 different versions. We can send those out to the commission so that you can at least look at them and
Oh,
start
that'd
to
be great.
digest that.
Yeah.
Yes.
That sounds good.
Yeah. That sounds great. Okay, anything else on the retreat in June? Okay, commissioners, speak out. So I know some of you went to the training. You could talk about that. I personally don't have anything to speak out about tonight. So who would like to speak out?
I don't have anything either.
Oh, I do. I have something. I just wanted to, actually, Christina, you have a picture too. But I was excited. I went to the in-service. I was super excited to see specific training reflected from our recommendations and reports. And so that was really nice to see, like, them going over things such as takedowns and things that have been recently brought up in reports. So I enjoyed that part of it. Christina's going to put up a picture. This I was really a little bit concerned about. The very front of the classroom is a Blue Lives Matter flag, and you can put the picture down now, Christina. I understand that there's a number of people in the community and a number of officers who look at this flag in a different way. But, you know, it kind of bothered me that instead of an American flag, there's a Blue Lives Matter flag in the front of the training area. And it strikes me as a little bit, you know, us versus them rather than serving and protecting the community. We've seen these flags at a lot of political events. I also saw an officer with a red flag Punisher on, you know, stuck to his uniform. And, you know, I looked up what the Punisher is, and it's actually a vigilante character that carries out extrajudicial murders. So I don't know if that's something I really want to see on police officers. I understand they have every right to put the flag anywhere on their personal stuff. I just don't know that it needs to be in the front of the training classroom for everyone who's going to be a new officer. So I just really wanted to speak out about that. And also, I plan on going to the, you know, police advisory committee, and I'll speak with the chief about my thoughts as well. But I also wanted to say that I went on a fabulous ride-along this last weekend. It was really great. It's the first time I've had an opportunity to go on a ride-along with a sergeant and talk about some different things. So I'm really appreciative of the department for being so great about, you know, taking me on as many ride-alongs as they have. So I'm just really grateful for that too. So thank you for the in-service, for letting us come and participate in the in-service, because I think it's really useful.
Well, I attended the in-service, and I went on a ride-along. Both were very interesting, very informative, and I appreciate the opportunity.
So, you know, in regards to the flag piece, I don't know. It's you know, I think some things we can inspire action on, and then there are some things that I just don't necessarily have much faith in. You know, just to kind of think about the whole George Floyd incident. He had the police officer had his knee on his neck for 9 minutes and 29 seconds. And, you know, the commentary that I often see as a black male is, well, George Floyd shouldn't have been doing drugs. And I think, regardless of if someone's doing drugs or not, 9 minutes and 29 seconds of your knee on somebody's neck, it's just disheartening. The whole movement to highlight the disproportionalities when it comes to black males specifically, and police brutality, deaths, incarceration. Like, you would think that there'd be some form of, empathy and understanding for why a movement was started to really highlight that disproportionality, but then it got turned into exactly what you said, a battle cry for all types of other things. So I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is, as a black male who thinks about his safety on a regular basis, and I appreciate our police. I appreciate the work that they do. But yeah, it is disheartening, and their lives do matter. But it is disheartening to see that, right? Understanding what most of the outcry was really about and what it got turned into, which is ironic because I will transition to talk about tomorrow night. I do think it's important that there is representation from our group there. I unfortunately will not be there because I'll be chairing neighborhood council. You're going? Okay. That was really what I was hoping to hear.
I'm going. I don't know. Mr. Logue will be there. Miss Amana. Anybody else? Okay, so we'll be there for sure.
Perfect.
I'm kind of excited for it. I do want to Amy, I think you know me by now. I'm very respectful of when people bring up things and something that's really bothering you. So I really, really appreciate it. In my personal opinion, I'm not going to fight that battle. It's not worth it. I'd rather work on something else that I think is more important. Now, you got to remember, my dad was a police officer. My brother was a police officer for many years, and I happen to know and think they were wonderful men. They really wanted to service their community, and they really worked hard on it. I'm getting emotional, but a flag in a gym, was it in the gym there? It's just something I wouldn't pick as a battle, personally, for me. You go for it, because that's what you believe, but I just also know, the other side of it. I know both sides of it, personally. I mean, that's my, social justice my whole life has been. If I see a wrong, but I'm a white woman. I'm not Luke. I don't see it like he sees it. But that's just me. But I appreciate you bringing it up. But in my own opinion, there's, other battles that I want to work on than a flag in a gym. But, I appreciate you very much. I hope you realize that. Okay. Yes, Mr. Logue.
I would like to throw out that, and I did not see it while I was there, but if they are wearing Punisher logos on their uniforms, that is worth fighting. Because that is something that if they're involved in an officer-involved shooting or anything like that, that can be used to discredit them in court if they were ever challenged on that or put up. We brought up seeing Punisher logos on uniforms before. Usually it's at the range and not on their actual police uniform that they're wearing on duty, but I don't want to see that, and I think that is worth fighting. And while I was in Minnesota, and this is something that you'll have a chance at the next NACOL conference, should you attend, I took a day and I went and visited George Floyd Square. And there's a makeshift cemetery there for all the people that have lost their lives at the hands of police in a problematic manner. And sitting at the place and pondering why that happened, how we could get to a place in policing where that could ever occur. It definitely recharged me for why I want to do this job. So I would recommend, if you plan to go to NACOL, to take a visit to George Floyd Square. It's very powerful.
I concur with the pin is really, really disturbing if it's worn on a uniform. That's the last thing I would want to see in a time of distress and an officer coming to bring down a situation, and that would only cause fear, in my blood. My blood would just go cold. The flag, it's become so political and such a really sad and unfortunate where we are with flags right now. I guess I'm torn on that one. I don't know if I would pick that as a battle myself. But I understand for some, their feelings are going to be a lot more impacted by a symbol like that, and trust is diminished. Yeah. But the pin thing, I hope something gets done about that. It's not okay.
Okay, I think we're towards the end here. Any other comments? Anything else?
I do want to bring up something really not that important, but it's April 16th is on a Wednesday. Do we mean April 15th? Just for the record. I'm talking about the next meeting. Yeah.
It should be the 15th, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so our next scheduled meeting will be April 15th on a Tuesday. And yes, Mr. Lowe.
April 18th, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. is that training that the police chief wants to invite the commission to.
I just saw the email too.
Can you say it again?
April 18th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Okay,
And that will be at the Spokane Police Academy.
okay.
They didn't ask me to take roll calls, but if you let Christina know if you can attend. They have not done this. I remember a couple years ago, Anwar Peace and I were
He
trying.
still talks about this.
We're trying to get this going. So, and this came out of nowhere. So I think it's maybe a step in the right direction, and it could be a precursor to maybe some other specialized training that we can ask the police department to give.
Is this well, not in my capacity, just as a curiosity, is this the simulator?
So there will be the Virtra. Also, they have a new virtual reality thing, which I've not seen. They'll showcase the drones, I believe, and a couple other things.
I've heard too that is a very, very, in a meeting with Chief Hall, I've heard other folks say that that's a very, very valuable experience for changing their perspective.
Mr. Duncan. President of the Police Guild.
If you'll take me out of order, I had not heard the blue line flag called the Blue Lives Matter flag before. There is a red line flag that, fire people have. It's not a firefighter Lives Matter flag, but that is what it has turned into, unfortunately. I remember even pre-George Floyd, there was already a strife around law enforcement in America, and there were large groups of people that went around waving that blue line flag because they supported police officers, and a lot of them were not people that I really wanted supporting me. And so that flag has, unfortunately, it has become that. I don't look at it that way, and I don't think our officers do, but I do understand the concern totally. I personally don't care for that flag because, well, we have one American flag, and I don't like these different red line, green line, blue line, whatever version. So that's my, that's my rub with that flag. You also, just to keep in mind, the police department that you guys oversee, you had a chief for 7 years who in his office had a huge blue line flag on the wall behind his desk. So that's, kind of the culture that we're trying to overcome here. I'm not saying that any of it is okay, Commissioner McCollum, at all. But, because you perceive it as a Blue Lives Matter flag doesn't mean that that's what it means to all of us. I mean, it's not what it means to me at all. But and I do not mean to diminish anything of your concerns at all, but, yeah. Commissioner Jasmine, thank you for speaking out and saying what you had to say. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Detective Duncan.
Okay, is there anything else? Let's do it. Okay, it's 7:16 and our meeting has ended. See you next month, if not before.